Today, I'm talking to somebody really, really cool, Shruti. She's an entrepreneur. I know that's a big word, but I love entrepreneurs because they go out and start new ideas. She has a lot of experience in many different industries, but she graduated from IIT. I know you love that. She got the Director's Gold Medal. So, wow, we're going to find out about that. And she got her MBA from Harvard Business School. So, I know it seems overwhelming, but guess what? She is also a STEMist and she's been doing lots of cool work. So, welcome, Shruti. Shruti, we're so excited to have you here. And before we begin, we want to understand your screen.
Thanks so much, Sukirti, for having me, right? I love the concept of STEMness. I love the concept of STEM Shakti. So I'm so glad to be here and so glad to be part of this. So on my screen, you can basically see two things. One is my company's like hashtag. So just, take out your phones, focus on the barcode, and it'll take you to my website. There you can see what I do every day for a living. And the other one is, of course, like my company name, ApnaKlub.
So tell us, what do you do? So what is ApnaKlub all about?
I'm like the CEO of ApnaKlub. All that means is that I am the person who is chiefly in charge of making two things. Like one, decisions, right? So I make or guide most decisions within ApnaKlub. And the second thing is that I spend a lot of my time explaining to others, like I'm explaining to you, what is ApnaKlub? Why should you invest into it? Why should you work with us? Why should you buy from us? Why should you think about us, right? Why do we exist? So a lot of my time is spent between these two things, right? So I'm making decisions like which states should we go and sell our products into, what kind of categories. So like, should we sell biscuits? Should we sell hair oil? Should we sell shampoo? Who are the kind of people who should come and work for us? So all of these kinds of different decisions, I make a strategy and I kind of like follow through on it.
What do you do also in the technology space? And so that we can understand that how does your typical day look like? Because you must be making lots of decisions in a day, or is it, what do you do when you wake up?
I'm a founder and founders have to find structure within a lot of chaos. So my day is broken up into four things, right? The first thing is thinking, right? So I spend a lot of my thinking. So ApnaKlub is a digital app. Using this app, what people can do is that they can on their phones see 100, 200 brands. They can see prices for those brands and they can decide whether or not they want to buy them. In a small shop, a person wakes up, they have to look at like what is around there in their shop, what is missing, and then they have to go physically to a wholesaler and they have to buy those items and bring them back. Now, just like you and I, we can go to Amazon. There should be something that allows shopkeepers to buy directly from a shop, right? So that's what ApnaKlub is. ApnaKlub is making it possible for small businesses to buy FMCG goods directly online. Now, the other thing is, right, like as consumers, we know what we want, right? So like, let's say toothpaste has run out. So we know that we need to buy toothpaste. For a shopkeeper, it's very complex. He has to think about how many people are there, what kind of toothpaste do they like, what kind of money do I have that I should invest into? Should I go for a strategy of selling something that has small margin, lots of volume? Should I go for something that has like very large margin, but small volume? So he has to make lots of complex decisions.
So that makes sure that the store is not filled with products that are just getting old and not being purchased.
Absolutely. Exactly. So that's the nail.
So tell us, you said four things. So what are the other things? The first thing is planning. What else do you do then?
So the first thing is like, thinking about the product and kind of like making decisions on how do we make life easier for our customer? How do we make life easier for a retailer? What are the features we can build? What are the things we can give them that will make their life easier? That is the first thing. The second thing is communicating this, right? Or also communicating other things. So like I said, we are a large company. We have almost 100 people working with us, right? Yeah. So we are working on lots of different things all at the same time. So then we have to set up meetings, right? So I set up like meetings either one-on-one. So like just me and Sukirti or just me and Rajesh, or this is a group meeting for making decisions on categories. And then we will talk about the challenges, because in life,
and even as a CEO, you have to convince others. So that's very, very interesting. Because people think that CEOs make all the decisions.
Not at all. Not at all. I think all good CEOs spend most of the time talking to people and understanding what they're saying.
Very nice. And then, so what is the third thing now?
The third thing is, it's actually related to learning. So today, life is so fast and there's so many new and interesting things happening all the time. So many interesting tools coming up. So just like I'm creating a tool to help shopkeepers decide what they should buy, someone else is, creating a tool to help me decide where should I advertise. So I need to learn all of this, right? So I spend at least some amount of time every day, at least 1 hour of my every day goes into learning something new. And the last thing I do is I relax, right? So
which is most important.
Yes.
So
at the end of the day, I turn my head off and then I relax and I do things that I enjoy as hobby.
So tell us, because what is the most fun thing that you like about your job? And what do you like about doing this every day? And what makes you get out of bed?
So I think the most fun thing about starting a company is that, there's a lot of responsibility and you're building something. That for a small shopkeeper, what they really struggle with is, how do I earn more?
This is also becoming very important because the big guys are getting so big, right?
That's right. So they're competing against an Amazon, they're competing against a Flipkart, right? And so, but the miraculous thing is 85% of India's FMCG consumption goes through small shopkeepers. They are the ones who are keeping the country buzzing.
Now I'm sure there's something you also don't like. So tell us about that, because we want to hear what is tough or what makes it difficult every day.
One day, I'll get good feedback from the customers and I'll be very happy, right? So I'll be like, okay, we're getting something right. The other day I'll get a lot of complaints, right? Hey, for the last 3 months, my shipments have not come in on time, or they have come in with less articles than I had ordered. So then I get stressed because I'm like, oh, we still haven't fixed this problem. Oh, we're still getting these complaints. That is the most difficult part, but I'm very happy to pay that price to do what I do.
No, that sounds awesome. Now, I know you studied a lot, but typically, do you need to study a lot to get into a STEM career? Because a lot of people get very concerned that, oh my God, I have to study so much, I have to get into IIT, I have to do X, and it's going to be too hard.
I also started studying for IIT from 11th, right? So 2 years at least I spent on this. Then I dropped a year, right? So a lot of people do this. We drop 1 year completely just to prepare for this exam. It's super stressful. It feels like a lot of work. And it feels like you're giving up so much. But a STEM career, right? Getting into the IITs helped me on 2 parts. One, I think being trained to be, a scientifically minded, objective person with a lot of data-driven hypothesis, it just makes me a much better worker. Even if you want to do nothing related to maths and science as a job, having the training of thinking about data, of thinking what is correct, what does the real world actually support, that mindset is fantastic, right? You will be a great journalist, you'll be a great fashion designer, you'll be great at whatever you do if you're fact and data driven. The second thing is, there are a lot of great colleges today, and all of them will basically teach you to be a leader, right? So they will teach you to do things from the ground up. They will help you meet other really smart people. For me, IITs was very special because of that. I met so many great people at IIT, so many high achieving people, and it's so inspiring to be around them, right? It's so inspiring to see what they can achieve, at my age.
That's amazing. Any other tips that you want to give for our future STEMnists and encourage them to pursue this path?
A lot of people like to say that girls can't do science and maths, right? It's absolute nonsense.
Yes, I totally agree.
Now, you don't like maths, that's fine, doesn't matter. If you like maths, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do maths. You like science, don't let anyone tell you can't do science. And I see a lot of women around me enjoy it, right? So please don't let anyone tell you that it's not it's not a girly thing to go to IIT. It's a very girly thing to go to IIT.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shruti. Lots of luck. And it was awesome hearing about what you do.
Thank you so much.